Hello everyone, it's Andy. How you doing? Well, today is release day. Today's my single On the Beach is out. It's out everywhere on all the streaming platforms around the world. Now this song is a little different to the previous two singles I released. It is a slower tune, quite summery, it's more soulful and cinematic, I think. And it's one of the main songs I wrote when I wrote it, it was one of the songs that helped bring the album together. It's like that and the track Blue, everything built around them. And On the Beach is a nice escape song, and just about freedom. And when I wrote it, I was playing my piano, looking out at the sea from my little recording studio. And it was just inspiring, really. Sometimes you just got to write what you see, what captures your eye and your imagination. And it was that there standing right in front of me. So, yeah, I think it's quite a beautiful little song, that. And I really hope you all like it. It's out today. So if you want to help me out, one thing that really helps me out is when you add it to your playlists. That's good. And when you share the post on your socials and things like that, just spread the word around, basically, that they should check the single out, because the album is the next stop, right? The next stop in the Twilight Zone, Melody Boy. That's right, the 7th of August. And that is 14 songs. 14 songs on my debut solo album. Okay? So originally I wasn't going to do 3 singles, but I thought, you know what? There's 14 songs. It's not exactly giving away half the album, so it's fine. There's loads on there that I think you're going to dig and hopefully love. And I just can't wait. And it's really not long now, is it? It's under a month until the release of my album. So yeah, if you haven't pre-ordered the album yet, you can do that by clicking on the links in my socials, and all of that sort of stuff. Or go to andycrofts.com. That's probably easier. andycrofts.com, and click on there. And you can also get tickets for my London show at Bush Hall on the 20th of October, which is going to be an amazing night. Let's call it a party, right? It's the official launch night for my album, even though it's a little while after my album release. That doesn't matter. I'm calling this the launch night, all right? And it's going to be such a great event to be at, and I want you to be there, and we all have experienced something together. Do you know what I mean? Something that's real, something that's not built with AI or just fake. Something real. Remember that? Going to gigs, experiencing a moment, a happening. I want you to be there, all right? So, yeah, if you want to get tickets, go to andycrofts.com. And I'll get to meet you all as well, because afterwards I always go to the merch stand and I like to shake your hand and see the people who have, dedicated some of their time to coming to see me. It's a big deal. I'll never forget that. All right? I'll never forget the people that come to support me, because I know it's priceless, especially in today's world when everybody's just a bit nosy. For example, on Instagram, so I've got nearly, 20,000 followers. That's nothing in the grand scheme of things. It sounds all right, but it's nothing. And you know what's weird about it is, if all of the people on my Instagram who follow me, if all of you bought my album, there's a chance I could be, close to getting a number 1 or in the top 3 or something. Do you know what I mean? It's quite a big deal. But what I've learned, and a lot of musicians or bands know, is that you can have 20,000 followers, but maybe only 2% of them either get to see your stuff, because the Instagram and Facebook and all that, they put things on it so not everyone can see your things, so you have to pay to boost it, and you still don't know if they do. So that's probably why a lot of people don't see it. And also, a lot of people are just nosy. They want to follow you, but they don't want to engage, like, do you know what I mean? So they're nosy followers. That's what I call them. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate people who are nosy and want to check out what I'm doing. But it doesn't sort of translate to a record sale. Do you know what I mean? It's a shame because, like Noel Gallagher said in a interview I saw, and he was saying, let me just butt in there. I'm not judging anyone for choosing what they spend their money on, by the way. Obviously, I'm just making an example though of priorities. Noel Gallagher was saying, like, people these days would rather go to a coffee shop and spend, probably nearly a tenner on a coffee, like, it's pretty standard coffee in a shop. And then rather do that than buy an album which would be with them a lifetime and could change them in some ways. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying my album in particular, although I do think it would be great for your lifetime. I'm just talking about music in general. And that's kind of where the priority of a lot of people has gone. Instead of investing in something which could literally change your mind and way of thinking and add to your life for almost the same price as a coffee, do you know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is, if 20,000 odd followers on my Instagram or your Instagram actually supported you and went out and got it, you'd do so much better. And it's not about the musician making money. Yeah, of course we want to make money because we're skint. I'm pretty certain most of us are penniless. I certainly am. And when I release music, it isn't releasing music to get a few quid in my pocket. No, I'm lucky if I break even. And if I do get a little bit, it's not much. I might get enough to buy a week shopping. That's how it's gone in the music business. And this isn't a rant about slagging off the internet and all of that. We all know what the internet's done. And people want a quick fix. They want, shall I say, people who are not necessarily music lovers. They just want to stream things and have quick access, and it's disposable as well, isn't it? It's like, it's just a little 1-inch square on your phone or whatever it is of an album cover, and you can just remove it. I'm bored of that one, take it out of my playlist and replace it. This not the same as when people would release music and you would sometimes not even like the album at first. There might be one song you don't mind and the rest you're thinking, oh, I don't know. But over time you slowly start liking other songs and it ends up becoming your favourite album. Just because you didn't gel at the first listen doesn't mean it's always right. For example, Pet Sounds. When I first heard the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds, I was like, yeah, I know a couple of songs on it and I like them. But I was like, I don't know, it's all right. And then one day it clicked and it blew my brains to smithereens. And I was never the same person again. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you have to dive into an album and take your time and it will develop and eventually when it clicks, once you get on the same boat as the musician who wrote it, the songwriter who wrote it, that's it. You're sailing and it's amazing. So, in a nutshell, yeah, support music. Go and pre-order my album, please. And support local artists, go and watch bands in your local pub. Keep it real, all right? Because these people who are out there performing, I can tell you now, they're not doing it for any kind of living. They want it to be a living, don't get me wrong, but they're certainly not getting paid that. But obviously the passion is the fashion. The passion is what keeps us going. We do it either way. But, it just shows all the nosy viewers on social media who like to have a little dabble and look at what you're doing and then move on to watch someone learning how to make a bloody baguette. That seems to be more important. But anyway, I can't stop at what people do in the world. That's up to everybody else. But I think if you are following me, or anybody in particular, I think you should try and support them however you can. I mean, I've got a lot of loyal fans, supporters, whatever you want to call them. And that means so much to me. It's such a big deal. I really, really notice them. I see them. I'm not one of these people who just relies on them. They count. And if I can ever do anything personal for them, I would. It's really important to keep that personal touch, I think. In the old days, it was different. Before social media, bands and that were much more mysterious. You didn't have the access to everyone. That's why they were naturally mysterious. But now, in this day and age, we don't have that anymore. Everything is put on the line, and you kind of got to just roll with it. I can stick to my original morals of how I grew up and say to myself, I'm not letting anyone know anything about me. I'm just going to put out the music the way it used to be. That kind of thing. But then I think, who am I fooling? I'm fooling myself, because me having that attitude just doesn't fit in 2026. And unfortunately, I am putting out music and people will not hear it if I don't shout about it a bit. Do you know what I mean? You have to put some stuff out there, and I don't want to say sell your soul to the devil, because I don't think it's that extreme. But it's certainly on the ladder. Most of us who make music, we have to grit our teeth to do social media and stuff. It's really, really hard, because we're not natural at selling, we're not sellers, we're makers, we're creators. We're not good at selling a product. I'm the same in my art. Whenever someone wanted to buy something, I'd try and talk them out of it. I'm like, what am I doing? It's almost like this thing in your head, you just want to give it to them, but we have to make a living somehow. I don't know. It's a big debate, really. But all I know is, in a nutshell, if you support anyone you like, and local people as well, it will make a massive difference, not just for the people, but for the survival of the music industry as we knew it. Okay? Because we can't have that overturned by complete technology. We want some of the real things. Like, I've got a song on my album called Human Touch, and that's around that same vibe, that same subject. But anyway, that's me going off on one. I don't know where that came from, to be honest. This is what this podcast is about. It's not really about anything in particular. It's about my life, I guess, and what I'm up to, but I never know what I'm going to say. But one thing I am going to say is I have a little version of On the Beach for you. Okay, so it's out today, as I said, on all streaming platforms, but I've got a little exclusive acoustic version that I'm going to give to you now. And just for this podcast. The only problem is the chorus has to have an answer back thing, like, on the beach, people are crying, so I'm going to have to just overdub one line just so that you can hear the chorus. But in general, I've just done the other stuff live for you. I'll just have to add the chorus bit. But yeah, it's just for you on this podcast, so I hope you like it. Have a listen. This is the stripped back version of one of the ways of when I wrote the song. I wrote it on piano and I wrote it on acoustic guitar. So you get to hear it in its bare bones. Have a listen. Stillness falls behind the sky. Clouds appear where silence lies. Sunlight shines where people hide in the shade. Footprints wash into the sand. The ocean takes us by the hand. Each wave brings a chance to start life again. Sunsets paint the harbor. Waves caress the shore. After the night, the morning light returns. On the beach, lovers are waiting. On the beach, the sky is a painting. On the beach, the sea calls out my name. Life has a meaning. On the beach, I can feel the rage. Moonlight nestles on the waves, cleansing thoughts from yesterday. Stones unite like lovers lost in a storm. Lanterns hang beneath the sky, flicker once then say goodbye. Holding wishes you and I made my love. Sunsets paint the harbor. Waves caress the shore. After the night, the morning light returns. On the beach, lovers are waiting. On the beach, the sky is a painting. On the beach, the sea calls out my name. On the beach, people are dreaming. On the beach, life has a meaning. On the beach, I can feel the rain. The sea calls out my name. On the beach, people are dreaming. On the beach, life has a meaning. On the beach, I can feel the rain. So there you go. That was my acoustic version of On the Beach. Very rough and ready, raw. But, you know, sometimes you want to hear things like that. That's just how it was written. Recently, I took a visit to Arundel Castle, which is near Worthing, where I'm living. And I'd never been there. I thought it was amazing. I love castles. I'm quite fascinated by history and all of that stuff. It just blows my mind to think of the stuff that went on there, you know, in the old days. And it was always really brutal. If someone didn't want someone around, they're literally like, right, we'll kill him, get rid of him. It wasn't like, well, we'll talk about it. It's like, no, we want him removed. Push him out the window. That kind of thing. But anyway, I was looking around the castle and something strange started happening to me. I know this sounds weird and you can explain it any way you want, but I got to Queen Victoria's room. She's got a room there, had a room there. So she would stay there whenever she was at the castle. And it's exactly as it was when she had it, and the bed and everything, the gold framed bed. But when I was in there, I came over all funny, like I felt weird. Like, it's really hard to explain. I had this real overwhelming pressure on my head. Like it was closing in and really pushing in tight, and I felt like I couldn't breathe and felt like I was going to pass out. It's really hard to explain because it's a feeling, isn't it? But I was walking around the castle pretty fine. But when I got near that room and into that room, everything changed like a strange thing. I don't know. Maybe Queen Victoria doesn't like me. And she was like, get out. You're not welcome in here. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe something else. But it was definitely odd. And when I got out of the room and walked away a bit, it kind of lifted. I felt really shaky and weak just for around that moment. And I can't really explain why. I guess this is more for my podcast, The Terror Cellar, right? Well, I should have said it on there. Well, you can have a listen to The Terror Cellar if you're interested in paranormal and strange things. Just head on over and find it on all the streaming things. The Terror Cellar, all right? But yeah, anyway, I was just dropping in today to say my single is out now, and the next stop will be Melody Boy, my debut album on the 7th of August. All right, so please go out and get it and grab a ticket to my London show, and let's make it something special. Let's make it amazing, because I want to deliver to you loads of great music live with a band. I'm putting a band together, and I'll also throw in some tunes from the Moons, obviously, to fill out the set and to give you some flavours of things you loved before. But in the meantime, everyone, you stay cool, and I'll drop in again soon with some more bits and bobs. But enjoy the single, and please keep spreading the word, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.